So now that we have talked about, how to have proper text game, how to be the guy who can lead, how to be the guy that knows how to handle problems for the girl, how to be the guy that can pull on a date, there's one final frontier that I want to talk about, and that is daytime approaching. This whole module has been focused primarily on the night, but I wanted to add a little bit about daytime approaching. There's something I like to say that I don't know any guys that are good at night game that suck during the day. I don't know any guys that are good at meeting women at night that can't do it at all during the day. I do know a couple of guys that are really good during the day and are terrible at night, but I think that if you know how to meet women at night, if you truly understand how to meet girls at night, you'll be good with meeting women during the day. And we're gonna get into it. We're gonna get into how to actually approach women during the day, how to make the most of your approaches, and then we're gonna look at a bit of infield as to how you can make the most of your approaches during the day. So what I want to talk to you about is, what are the benefits? Let's start with the benefits. What are the benefits of meeting women during the day, as opposed maybe to night game? Well, the first thing is there's no limit on the opportunities you can have. So in a nightclub, there's generally a limit on the night. So you go out from 11 to 2, or you go out from 11 to 4, and then your night's over, you go home, or you have sex, you go home, right? But during the day, you can pretty much make it a part of your lifestyle. So if you know how to meet women during the day, at any time you go out, this could be night or day, you can meet a girl. Like, there's never like, okay, now I can meet women, but now there's no more women left. You always can meet a girl at any time. Again, and that's what's powerful about day game, is because it takes away the limit on opportunities of when you can meet women. When you learn how to approach women during the day, when you learn how to do proper daytime approaching, you learn that there's no limit on when you can meet women. There's no limit on the opportunities you can have to meet girls. The other thing is less obstacles. So during the day, you also have a lot less obstacles. Like at night, you have to go through the friends, you have to deal with music, you have to deal with all this fucking bullshit. And it's so funny because some guys fear day game. They get scared of going out during the day. They're like, oh my God, I feel like the daytime is tougher. It's harder during the day. But I'm like, dude, it's actually the exact opposite. And I don't think that going out at night is hard necessarily if you, again, apply the fuckboy friend principles. But going out during the day is very simple because there's just like less obstacles to deal with. Like maybe you have to put yourself in the line a little more, and you're in a way it can get you more in your head because there is no obstacles and no distractions. But once you get over that and you get over your own bullshit, like again your own stifled conditioning, once you learn how to freely express yourself, like we talked about in module number 2, then you're gonna fucking win. That's when you're always gonna fucking win, especially during the day, because the girl's gonna actually see who you are with no distractions. So you're gonna be able to make a better connection with the girl through the day. And the other thing is the storybook fantasy. Like, I think girls love this shit. Like, I've had the most success with my long-term dating life, and we'll talk about, long-term dating strategies. We talked about that a bit, but we're going to talk about, having girlfriends and stuff in the next module. But you have more success, I found, in long-term dating than you do at night. During the day, I had more success with that. I don't want to say this is a solid. That's kind of why I'm hesitating here, because it's not a solid. It's not like you can never have success with a girlfriend or something like that from night, because I've definitely met girls that I've seen quite a long time, and I've met them at night. Of course, you saw some of the examples of the text that I showed you, girls that I met at night. But at the same time, I have had some of my better relationships and connections and just better stories with meeting girls from the day. Like, not the crazy stories like I fucked someone like in some crazy like orgy party, but I've had some of the best experiences just connecting with a woman and having that storybook fantasy that women love so much during the day. And I find that you have this more during the day, again, because there's less obstacles, because it is just you putting yourself in line and you presenting yourself to the girl. So day game is not something you should be afraid of. If you have a lifestyle where you can't go out all the time at night, still follow the fuckboy friend principles because they do apply. But daytime approaching is really fucking helpful. It's really fucking valuable. And we're gonna crack into that here. We're gonna look at a few infield examples of how I approach during the day and what you can do to add into your game. So let's talk about how to actually make an approach happen. Let's talk about what are the steps to properly getting an approach. What are the steps to making an approach happen with a girl? Well, the first thing is you need to have a relaxed and grounded energy, right? Your energy needs to be relaxed and grounded. And remember we talked about this before at night, and it reestablishes during the day. Many guys have a frantic energy even during the day. They'll come up and they'll be like, I need to get into state. I need to do a quick, fast opening. Hey, you there. What's your name? And they'll try to spin the girl around or something. But during the day, I have a relaxed, grounded energy where I'm not looking to try to prove anything to the girl. I'm not looking to try to, make her laugh necessarily. I'm just being fucking genuine. Like you'll see in the infield, it's like, hey, I wanted to say hi to you. You're fucking gorgeous. You look amazing. And the other thing is the flatline tonality, right? You should have a flatline fucking tonality. You shouldn't be like and like flexing your voice constantly. You want to have that flatline tonality because flatline voice demonstrates attractiveness. A flatline voice demonstrates lack of investment. And again, when you don't invest, if you're an attractive guy, like we discussed before, the girl has no option but to chase you and become more feminine, right? The second thing is open early. When you're opening during the day, when you're approaching, when you're beginning your interactions during the day, open early. So your flatline communication is important, but also open early. Don't start your interaction when the girl's right up on you. Call out to the girl before she gets to you. Don't wait for the girl to be like, hey, like right there. Call out to the girl early on. Don't wait for the girl to just be right in your space, but call out early before she gets to you, right? Or if you have a girl sitting down on a bench, instead of waiting for the girl to get right next to you, you can call out to her. You can call out and open that way, right? And then the other thing is projecting honest intentions. So when you interact with the girl, when you approach, tell the girl why you fucking approached her. And it shouldn't be like, I approached you because I wanted to fuck you. I mean, that's not socially aware. Remember, pay attention to what the girl is giving you, what sign she's giving you. That's not socially aware generally. But a good way to project your intentions onto a girl when you approach during the day is by telling her, hey, I loved your vibe. You looked creative as fuck and I wanted to come up and say hi to you. Right? That's honest fucking intentions. That's you being you. That's you being fucking for real. That's the kind of vibe you want to have with the girl. That's how you want to be interacting with the girl. And you want to have an emotional observation. A lot of guys, they come out and they approach during the day, even at night as well, and they'll start the interaction like, hi, I like your shoes, or hey, I like your outfit, or hey, I like your glasses, and the girl's like, okay. Or they'll say, hey, I like your glasses, where did you get them? Or hey, where did you get those shoes from? Now the girl knows that you don't give a shit about her shoes. Like she knows that you're coming up to her because you want to fuck her. She knows that. She knows that's the truth of what's happening. But at the same time, a lot of guys come out and they're coming across from this frame of, I'm talking about something surface. Make it emotional. You look like you are a foreign little hippie, so I had to come say hi to you. Right? That's emotional. That's putting emotions and attaching emotions with the girl. Right? That's the way you want to be approaching during the day. The other thing is be a normal guy. Like just be a fucking normal dude. When it comes to being a normal guy, there's two parts to being normal during the day. When I say normal, I don't mean average. I don't mean being fucking like everyone else. When I say normal, I mean being a guy who is socially aware and being a guy that's not overcompensating because he's trying to win or prove something. Right? Being a normal guy is literally just being you. So when you're being a normal guy, one thing you could do is make a statement of empathy. I know this is random, by the way. Putting yourself in her shoes. Like, how does the girl feel when you're coming up to her? Maybe she likes you, but it's still random. You're still a stranger. You're still jumping into her day. And there's nothing wrong with that. You don't have to think of it as something wrong, but you still do want to be socially aware. I know this is really random, but I thought you were attractive. I know this is random. The girl is not your world. Like, the girl's not your world. Tell the girl that you were meeting friends. Tell the girl you were doing shit. So I'll be like, I know this is random. I was meeting a friend, but I wanted to come up and say hi to you. You see that, right? The context behind how I'm saying hi is not the context of like, please give me your time. Please, I need every bit of your time. Instead, the context is, I know this is random. I was actually doing something already, but I wanted to come say hi. So when you're approaching during the day, those are the three basic factors. Do you have a relaxed and grounded energy, or are you trying to overcompensate? Are you trying to jump into state and be high energy? Are you like, excuse me, like pointing out to the girl and being fucking extra? The second thing is, how are you projecting your honest intentions? Are you actually projecting honesty to the girl, or are you being roundabout? Are you being fucking vague? Are you like, your shoes are nice, I like your hair? Like, no, you don't say that. You like her. You're coming up and approaching her. Have honest intentions and tell the girl why you came, but do it from an emotional context. Say, I loved your energy. I want to come say hi to you. Where are you from? I know this is random. Again, being a normal guy, being a guy that is normal. She's like, okay, I'm not losing anything by hanging out with this guy. I know this is random, but I love your fucking look. You look just amazing. I went to come say hi to you. I was with my friends over there, and we had some time to kill. Right? That's the way I'm approaching during the day. I'm conveying to the girl, I'm a normal fucking guy, but I'm here to meet you. It's very genuine. Day game is probably the most genuine version of game that there is, and I fucking love it. Now, beyond the opener, beyond the initial interaction, what do you do next? Like, after you do that, what's the next structure for day game? A lot of guys think that they can't actually take girls home during the day, and that's completely false. Like, if a girl's in a good situation, you can take her home. When I say situation, if she doesn't have a serious time constraint, like she's not doing anything busy, there's no reason why you can't take that girl home during the day or get close to it if she's attracted to you, or have an instant date at least and get to know her more, and then set up a date for later. Right? So there's a basic question I have to ask. There's a basic question I always ask the girl. What are you up to right now? After I finish my opener, after I open the girl, after I start off the opener, the next thing is, what are you up to right now? Like, in this current moment, what are you fucking doing? Right? And I'll ask the girl, I'll be like, what are you up to right now? And then the girl either gives me two responses. One will be either a serious time constraint, like she has class, she has work, something like that, or the girl will give me not a major time constraint. She was exploring, she's shopping. Both of those responses have two different options. So if she responds with the serious time constraint, what am I doing? I'm vibing. I'm building logical comfort with her. Remember, I showed you the example of me getting the solid number from that girl during the day. I'm building logical comfort with her, right? And then what I'm doing is I'm setting up a date and then I'm having her text me. So I'm gonna vibe first. I'm gonna literally just be like, cool, what do you do for work? Oh, I do this. And you're gonna make logical comforts. You're gonna make logical comfort-based statements. I teach relaxation and I come out to the park and kind of chill. I love the vibe here. What do you do with your life? You seem like you do something artsy, right? And I'll vibe with her based on that logic, based on that kind of logic. The girl, let's say she says that she's religious. I'll be like, oh my gosh, my parents are religious as well. I used to be, but now blah, blah, blah. And I'm giving logical statements. I'm giving logical comfort-based statements that make the girl feel, hey, this is a normal guy, a guy that I can relate to. Then what I'll do is I'll set up a date. But you don't set up the date like, hey, let's go on a date at some point. Yes, yes, yes. No, it's like, would you be down to grab wine? Or I'd love to get wine with you. Do you like wine? Would you be down to grab some? You ask the girl, be like, are you down? And then I say sometimes if you're not, no worries, I don't mind, I'll just go ahead and die. But if the girl gives me that vibe where she's like, yes, I'm down to meet you, I want to meet you and actually want to commit to seeing you, then I'll have her take out her phone and I'll have her text me. I'll have her take out her phone and I'll have her send me a text. And if her phone's dead, of course, if something's not working on her phone, then I'll just text her myself. But that's generally the way you're doing it. And part of this as well is if she doesn't have a time constraint, you follow a very similar structure, but you want to go for an instant date. So if the girl does say she has a time constraint, you say, what are you up to right now? And she says, I'm running to class. Or she says, I have work in 5 minutes. You vibe, you logically build comfort with her, you set up a date. Again, I want to stress this so much. You don't go for the number, you set up a date first. You get the girl to commit to that, then you say, okay, send me a text. But the first priority is getting the date out of the way. You set up a plan with her. You say, I want to drink with you. I want to split a bottle of wine. What's your type of wine? Remember, we talked about how to logically set up dates, the logical versus the emotional. In the moment, the girl needs emotions. But for long-term dating, the girl needs logic. Because later on, if you use emotion, she's just going to think of you as some random drink or some dance she had in the club or some random emotion. Now, if the girl has no major time constraint, you vibe with her again, and you emotionally build comfort. So how do you build emotional comfort? A lot of joking around, a lot of flirtation. It's very similar to the logical building of comfort, actually. You can't really tell a massive difference unless you're like really advanced in the game or know what to look for. It's generally a lot of the similar things. But what I'm doing when I'm talking to girls is I am building this, and they have good logistics during the day, I am building this emotional connection. I'm building kind of a like, what are you up to right now? Oh my God, you're so fucking crazy. I love your energy. Ha ha ha, laughy, jokey. And then I'm telling the girl, I'm gonna go here to grab a coffee, or I'm gonna go do this, I'm gonna go do that. I'm teasing a lot. For example, part of those emotions is teasing the girl. So what I'll do is I'll tease her and make fun of little things about her. Instead of me just talking about the surface level shit, I'll tease her. I'll be like, I love the way you have this look, and you'll see it in the infield, the way you have this look, the way you look when you do this, or you look so fucking miserable, it's making me depressed, right? Or I'll tease her on these little jabs that'll get the girl to be like, oh my God, you're crazy, you see it in all my infield, and we'll look at some more here. And then what I'll do is I'll have the girl come with me on the instant date, but the frame of how you go on the instant date is not, hey, wanna go grab a coffee? No, it's I'm gonna go here, come with me. Even if you don't know the place you're going, you could still look on your maps and just say, I think there's a cool coffee shop around here, I'm gonna head and grab coffee. You should come with me for like 5 minutes. Right, come with me and hang out for 5 minutes. And then from there you follow the date structure. You go on a date with her, you grab coffee, then you maybe bounce locations closer to your place. You say, hey, I know another cool spot. Go to a bar near yours, and then you follow the same thing you saw in my date structure, and then you end up taking her home. Day game is very fucking simple. It's not a very long, complicated process. Day game pulls take longer. Why? Because you have to build more comfort. Generally, my day game pulls take like 45 minutes to an hour, give or take. Maybe a little longer than that even. Maybe sometimes even 2 hours. If me and the girl go all around the city or go to a bar and then another bar, it may take a little longer. But generally, pulling during the day, taking girls home same day is not very fucking hard. What I want you guys to focus on is the instant date. Because once you get on the instant date, it's just a date structure. Once you get on the instant date, you're just on a date, and then you can, again, go refer to the Viking, the Fuckboy Frame day game structure, the Fuckboy Frame dating structure, in order to see how to actually go on a date with a girl, which we just went over. a second ago, but when you're out and you're approaching during the day, you don't necessarily need to focus on like being super emotional, fleeting, hardcore. It's very simple. It's the girl's attracted to you. You give her a reason for why you came up to her. You open, fully exercising your intent, you know, and you are relaxed and grounded, but you also open her early. You don't wait for her to approve of you. Then you tell her why you came up to her. You show that you're a normal guy. You give her a reason for why you came up, and you're like, I know this is weird. You kind of state everything that she may be thinking about. I know this is weird. I know it's random. And then from there, you figure out what her situation is. So you ask her, what are you up to? She says she's busy running to school. What does that mean? You're going to have to go ahead and schedule a date for later with her. You vibe, you build comfort. You don't just jump into, hey, do you want to go on a date? No, you vibe and build comfort first. You talk with her, actually, make her logically invested. With the girls, like, okay, I know some things about this guy. I know what he does. I know something about him that has value. I know where he comes from. I know where he lives. I know where he stays. Right? You figure that information about her as well. Figure out what area she's in. Get that information, logical information, and then say, hey, I'd love to actually grab wine with you at some point, and then you go from there. Same thing the other way. If she has a good situation, very similar. You vibe again. You build that comfort. And then you go on the instant date. But the instant date is, I'm already going to go here. Hey, I'm going to go grab a drink at Starbucks. You should join me. I'm going to go grab a coffee real quick. While you're waiting for your friends, you should come with. Right? And then you're on a date, and then you follow the date structure. So let's crack into some infield showing some good day game principles. We'll look at two specific clips here. One is from a day of day game. Actually, these are from the same day. They were both really good days of day game. And one is a girl that I met in the park and went on an instant date with her, a very quick instant date. And it ended a little wonky because she was in the middle of kind of going through something and she had to meet some people later, and we kind of ended it. And then the other one is a girl that I met and had a really long instant date with her, and it went really well. And I ended up hooking it with that second girl later. So let's look at the first one here, which is a good example of, opening early before the girl gets to you. And this was more of a high energy approach that I did. It's not really super necessary to open like this, but I think it was funny and good for the camera. And you guys can see the way that I followed the day game structure, the fuckboy dating principles of day games, and I get this girl to walk with me on an instant date, and we go and we have an instant date for a bit, and then I go right out and instant date another girl and move forward from there.
They never say anything about logistics. They just are like, state.
Yeah.
It will just happen if you have. No.
Excuse me. Yes, you look like you're from Game of Thrones, and I love your look. 2 moments. Wait, meet me. Wait, fast. Hi. Are you like running somewhere? Sorry, you look like you hate me now. You're just like, no. I just like your look. You look fucking cool, man.
Thank you.
Who are you? Tim.
I'm Lauren.
Nice to meet you. Are you with these guys? I thought you were about to go play drums because you were walking right up.
Wouldn't that be funny?
What do you do?
I'm actually just here for the summer.
So see, my opener was, hey, you look like you're from Game of Thrones. I'm like, I introduced myself to her, just kind of looking like, what the fuck? And I'm like, I know it's weird. I just thought you looked cool. Again, saying the reason why I came up and said hi to her. The reason I said hi is because you looked cool. And I'm like, I know this, it's random, it's weird, but you just looked cool. You're looking at me. I called her out on it as well. Instead of me just saying, I know this is weird, I said, you're looking at me like you hate me. I know it's random, but you looked cool, so I wanted to meet you. That's kind of the context of how I'm saying hi to her.
For the summer, I have an internship.
That's what you do?
Yeah.
You're like, I don't do anything.
So I'm an intern. What do you do?
I teach meditation and personal development, and I coach people on how to be attractive.
On how to be attractive?
And feel happier and carry themselves more attractive.
How do you do that? What
That's a
do you
long
teach?
list.
How do you...
It's about relaxation, body language, presence.
How do you know how to do that?
This was like a job interview. I just came up to say hi to you, and now you're interrogating me. First you hated me, then it reversed to first you were like, hi, and you're like, I don't know you. Now it's like, are you like in a bad mood or something?
I was actually about to go back to my room to meditate because I'm like feeling very anxious. That's why.
What happened?
Yeah. I don't know. It was weird because this summer I've been like, my anxiety has been like gone, but then today it's like back.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel weird now because I came over to like talk to you and be like, you're adorable, and now I just feel weird because I'm like, I caught you at a horrible time.
So in this situation, I know that she has a good situation. She's not running to go meet anyone. She said she was in a kind of getting anxiety and going back to her room to meditate. And some guys are just be like, that means you should pull. Tell her to go to you'll go to her room and meditate with her. Sure, I could have said that there, but instead of me just saying straight, I'll go to your room, and there's nothing wrong with building comfort to make sure that when I get to her room, she doesn't fucking freak out. And maybe she would have been down for me to go to her room in that moment. Sure, who knows? But I'm generally stuck with the structure that I usually have, and you'll see how I kind of establish walking with her. But I knew she had a good situation, and this is me building comfort with her. This is me building kind of emotional comfort. I'm teasing her about looking miserable, and I tell her what I do. I teach relaxation. I teach people how to be attractive and confident and happy with themselves. And she's kind of intrigued by that, and you can see how the vibe here, she's like, okay, this is actually a normal guy. Like, I'm actually comfortable meeting him right now. And I was like, I know it's random. So she's like, okay, I can relate to this.
I'm like being very weird right now.
I'm also weird. I have ADHD, so I'm much weird.
I have ADHD.
Really? I love that. I was going to Starbucks to grab a coffee before I met my friends because we're going to film some shit.
Oh, what are you filming?
Some videos about relaxation and stuff in the park, just interviewing people and talking to people and stuff. Yeah. You should grab a coffee with me really quick and we can talk if you want. It's like right on the corner. I'm going to Starbucks. Where is Starbucks? Is it on that corner or is it on that corner?
I don't know.
You're just like, no.
What?
You're just like freaking out. You're like, no.
It's like, no. Maybe I would get coffee.
Let's do it. You wanna walk with me? I'm going, I think it's on that corner. How old are you? I'm 22.
So at first she's like, I don't know about that. And then I just call her out of like, you're freaking out. You're like, no, for no reason. She's like, maybe I would get some coffee. And then I'm like, it's on this corner. Let's do it. And then I just walk with her. And then we walk for a bit and we end up cutting it off early. But I set up a date with her. Unfortunately, this one didn't work out because this girl just had a lot of issues. But you can see how I walk with her and make it happen. Let's look at another example in a second.
I'm 22.
20.
You're so young.
Yeah.
I love it. I thought you were more mature. You carry yourself much more mature. You look young, but you carry yourself super elegantly.
Really?
So it's kind of like, yeah.
Yeah, and that's that. Let's look at the next one. The next one is a much better example of like how you should go on Instant Date. That previous one was actually a really good example as well, but this is another great example. This is a girl that's sitting down. She was fucking beautiful. I was like, Jesus, I have to meet this girl. And you'll see how I kind of walk with her and we get on the Instant Date and I kind of build comfort with her. You can see how following the day game structure, I go from meeting her sitting on a bench and she has a boyfriend to actually being on an Instant Date, and how I, keep up the vibe as we go towards the Instant Date.
Hey, excuse me. Hi, you look adorable, so I had to meet you. I know this is really random and you're like, who is this guy? But I was like, I have to say hi.
Hi.
See, again, so I know this is really random, but I had to say hi. I'm being a normal guy, but I'm also saying you're adorable, so I had to meet you, right? So it's a combination. So it's like me at the same time being genuine and giving her the reason why I came up to her. Again, being honest about why I said it. You're adorable, I had to meet you. I was over with my friends. But then I know this is random. So it's a combination of both. It's a sweet combination, it's a sweet spot.
You're just like, hi, Tim. Nice to meet you, Tim. 2 seconds. I'm not weird, I promise. I was meeting some friends and I was about to teach them meditation. I teach meditation, but I had some time to kill, so I was walking around, going to grab a coffee. And then I saw you, and I was like, she's the red, good look. What are you up to right now?
Waiting for.
And see there, what is it? I said I was teaching relaxation, and I wanted to come over and I wanted to come meet you. So I'm building more comfort. I'm becoming more of a relatable guy. And now I'm in that stage of building comfort and building, a logical or emotional or logical, again, the lines blur, that connection with her. So now she's like, okay, this is a guy that I could relate to. This is a normal fucking guy.
Waiting for a friend or waiting for a friend to confirm.
Is it a husband or a Tinder date?
No. But I do have to.
Is it a husband? It's not a husband yet. How old are you, by the way? Scorpio. What about you?
So basically, I say, what are you up to right now? She says, waiting for a friend. So at this point, I was like, maybe she doesn't have the best situation, because maybe she is waiting for a friend. But then I find out later it's not a serious constraint. And she says she has a boyfriend. I'm like, is it your husband or is it a Tinder date? A lot of times when girls say they're going to meet a friend or waiting for a friend, I'll ask them. I'll be like, is it your husband or is it a Tinder date? And if they say, it's my boyfriend, it's my husband, it doesn't matter. It's not a big deal. Right? And she kind of responded like positively. Again, positive response. You keep going down the thread. And then we go from there.
Is it October? October. I'm November 10th. That's my mom's birthday.
Really?
That's so weird.
Do you go to?
I used to, but then I stopped that because I was like, I just want to teach meditation. I gave up on that shit.
I mean, it's
Meditation.
no.
Kind of.
College.
A little bit. No. College? What do you do in college? Are you at?
Yeah, I'm doing a master's.
You're so fancy. Are you in fashion?
No, I'm in international.
I'm so happy. So usually, like, I don't know why. Are you from New York? Like originally?
No.
Okay. So girls that are not from the city. Like I used to be a nightclub promoter, so I have a lot of friends that are chicks that are not like from here. Whenever I meet them and I'm just like, oh, what do you do? They're always doing something in fashion, like fashion marketing, fashion design, but you're not. So you're doing like, what did you say?
International politics.
I used to do journalism and psychology.
Oh, that's really cool. Why the combo?
I started out with bio, and I was gonna be a doctor.
Oh, okay.
But then I was like, this is not a life course that I want to spend my time doing.
You literally have to like, you don't have a life.
I'm not a study person. I just don't. I hate studying. I like doing my own shit. So now I just travel.
So you see how I'm building comfort with her. This is what I meant about building comfort. This is how you build logical comfort. You give of yourself. You volunteer information. You find out about the girl. It's simple questions. It's like, what do you do? The reason why most guys struggle to have conversations with girls is because they literally interact and they don't give of themselves. They say one thing like, I used to do bio and this. But instead of that, or I used to study bio and psychology. But instead of them talking about why they wanted to study bio and psychology or what their story is, they'll just say, I study bio and psychology. How about you now? And it's just flatline. The second you start to talk about the reasoning behind certain things and the context behind things, that's when you're going to find that your conversations are much more alive, much more vibrant, right? That's what you want to be doing.
So now I just travel and teach relaxation to people.
That's amazing. That's the ideal. So.
Do you travel? Are you big into traveling? I feel like you do travel.
I have traveled. So like I moved around a lot as a kid.
See, I knew it. I knew there was something there. Like you just couldn't be like one of the boring people. There was like something.
You don't know I'm not boring yet, so.
Confirms. My father used.
And that was perfect. So she was like, you don't know if I'm boring yet. That was perfect. She's like, get to know me. You know, all these little signs you can pick up from the girl to see if the girl is fucking into you or not. You know, just these little indicators that the girl does want something more. And this was great. And I ended up actually getting to know this girl pretty fucking well. So it's like, again, this is like day game. A lot of guys, this is what they fear, but there's nothing to be afraid of. This is amazing. This is literally what game is supposed to be. It's fuck the game. This is not even the game. This is just me meeting a girl and vibing with her and the fuck boyfriend principles, which are, you know, part of me, able to convey here.
I pretend like I know where people are from ethnically. I want to say you're Indian, but I don't think you are.
I get that a lot, no.
That's so disappointing. Where are you from?
Okay, guess
Not that
again.
you're not Indian, but I thought that I guessed it correctly.
Guess again.
See, you have one of those looks I can't tell. Like, I don't know if you straightened your hair or not. I can't. You did straighten your hair, so it's normally frizzy. Are you Egyptian?
No, that's close.
Damn it.
That's very close.
No, it's not good, because usually I'm right within the first one.
My mother's side of the family is Egyptian, so you technically kind of got it.
And what are you?
I'm Saudi.
Saudi. Okay. Yeah, your mom's side of the family is Egyptian. It's kind of like... I'm just a black boy. Chocolate. Martin Luther King descendant.
Born here?
Yeah. Like a lot of people say, where are you from in Africa?
Yikes.
But that's white people primarily. I'm just like, I don't know. I'm American.
I feel like you could make that just as awkward for them and be like, why don't you tell me?
Why would you come up with such a feisty response?
Because that's a weird
Why don't you tell me,
question.
girl? Why don't you tell me?
That's a weird question.
Yeah, it is what it is. It's fine. Now, I used to be a promoter, so I'd meet like all kinds of weird people in clubs and shit and promote here in the city. Sorry. What is your thing? I know you're in school, but like, who are you? Up to you.
I have a comic book internship on the side, so like
Comic book
I love
internship?
comic books, yeah.
Have you seen the people LARPing?
No.
Don't tell me you were like, what are the LARPers?
No.
You would dress up. You would dress up as like.
I do not LARP. I will never
You
LARP.
win.
Like,
Do you like watching them?
no. I mean, like, kudos to them because, like, I don't want to shame anybody.
That's the most pretentious kudos I've ever heard. You're like, I mean, kudos to them, but I won't talk to them.
No. Like, I love it when I see people have fun, but it's not my thing. Like, I go to Comic-Con and I love seeing people in cosplay because that shit takes, like, a lot of money and time. But it's not my thing. I read comic books. Yeah.
I'm into the Marvel films. That's about as good as I can get. I'm sorry, like I don't have any.
No, I mean,
I'm into filming videos. Like I love YouTube. I do a lot of YouTube stuff and editing.
And you see how much I'm talking about myself? Literally, it's like me talking about myself and seeing how she relates to that. I told her what my dad did for work. I told her about my travels. Told her about ethnicity and the way people talk about my ethnicity, not even in a bad way, but let's talk about that. I talked about movies, now we're talking about Marvel films and being comic books and shit. Like, there's so many things you could talk about, but you have to open your mind up. And again, this is what we're learning here, but when you're interacting with girls on the instant date and day game, or this is not the instant date, but when you're interacting with girls in day game and you want to build comfort, this is how you do it. It's like get to know. Actually volunteer information about yourself, give of yourself.
Yeah, man. How long do you have until your friends are?
I don't know. I'm literally waiting. You know when you like wait for people to confirm like plans with you and they're
Oh, she didn't even
like,
confirm?
Oh, no. It's one of those days where it's like, oh, we'll see if we're around stuff. Yeah.
So now she's like, my friend didn't even confirm, and I'm like, ding, 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 there's the instant date, because she actually has a good situation. She's waiting for a friend to confirm that they're gonna meet up and go out. So I instantly knew. I was like, yes, I can take this girl on an instant date. There was no question about it. And let's crack into it and see what happens.
Stuff. Yeah.
Okay.
It's one of those things.
I'm probably gonna go grab a coffee before I have my stuff to do. You should join me. I'm going to Starbucks. It's like, do you know where Astor Place is?
Somewhere.
You have no idea where it is, do you? You should come with me. Do you want to walk with me?
Sure. Come on.
Let's do it. I have to find it on my phone though.
Again, the frame is, I'm already gonna go to Starbucks, you should come with. Do you wanna join? And she says, sure, and there we go. And I'll play as we're walking so you guys can see how I maintain the vibe on the way to Starbucks. But this is literally what it is. Day game is super simple. This is about 5 minutes into the interaction now. 5 minutes in, we're on an instant date. Usually it could happen even faster than that. But this time I didn't know her logistics. I thought that or her situation, I thought that she was meeting a friend quickly, but I asked her in more details, like, when exactly are you meeting your friend? So I knew here that I could go on a date with this girl.
Let's do it. Let's go this way.
All right. I actually have really bad ADHD. It's so funny because like teaching realization and stuff, I'm the worst person to teach that because I have ADHD, but I kind of beat it by relaxation and stuff.
Awesome, bro.
All right, let me find the Starbucks near Astro Place. It's gonna be here somewhere. Oh, I got it. It is this way. Yeah, that's what I thought. It's like towards Soho.
Astor Place is one of those places where I'm always there, but I never know how to like get there. I don't live in the city.
Where do you say?
I live Oh, cool. Where? Oh, okay. Cool.
What about you?
So not too far.
So you commute like 5 hours and do a pilgrimage just to get here.
Well, I mean, it's better than.
It's better than.
I mean, like.
Oh, you mean New York coming here is worth it because it's better than.
And my commute's like an hour. I just take a bus over the London Bridge and then 8 on the heights.
That does not sound fun.
It's not.
That's
I mean, it's not
insane.
that bad.
I mean, mine is pretty annoying. Well, so I actually know I used to when I was like 20. Then I got kicked out of my parents' house.
That's fun.
And moved.
Parents are fun.
Yes, they are. And moved to the best part in Jersey to get my own place because I'm not rich. So I was like, I have to get my own place called, which is like the best spot in Jersey ever.
God.
No, I actually live in like the good part though. I live with Portuguese people.
Okay.
So it's like this is really bad, but it's like the one like white neighborhood, and then all around is like people trying to kill everyone.
Strange.
Go ahead, just roast my town. Go ahead, begin, start. No, sorry, I don't mind.
That's all I've got.
I didn't grow up there. I don't care. No, it's a little. Have you been there?
I went once or twice, since I had like an interview there, and then I was like, his commute and also like the vibes, I'm not loving it. So I didn't end up taking
The vibes, I'm not loving it.
Yeah, that was kind of my like conclusion. I was like, good.
Yeah, it was like, I just take Ubers everywhere. Because I don't want to get my shit stolen. But it is what it is. What do you aspire to do with your life? What was your name again? A beautiful name.
It means
This is, what street is this? Is this Lafayette? Oh, this is Washington. Oh, there we go. I see green.
I've never.
Cool. We're going the right way. Okay. What's your aspiration? Say something impressive.
I'm
not an
love
asshole.
journalism. I don't know what kind of journalism I want to do, but I love journalism.
Do you write?
Yeah, I write like review articles for this comic book place, and the dream is to do like write political articles and stuff. But I'm kind of right now I kind of have to do like a not a low profile, but a safe profile.
Whoa.
Well, because I'm
Are you into like combat or?
no. It's because like I'm not rich, so all my studies have been
Oh, that's good to know.
Yeah.
I actually wouldn't have known, by the way, you were sitting on that bench. You looked extremely pretentious. Like highly.
That is horrible.
It's not bad. It's fine. It's cool. Do you party?
I don't actually. I grew up a nerd, so like I'm a late bloomer.
Okay, never mind. Go ahead, continue. You're saying you're not rich.
So all my schooling has been sponsored by the Saudi government.
That's awesome.
It's awesome, except for when your views don't line up with theirs. So everything you want to write, you have to kind of keep it up to tempo. So yeah, that's my life. I'm kind of just waiting to.
Which of your views don't line up with theirs?
Like all of them.
This is an awesome conversation to have. So cool.
All of them. I'm like bi. They don't need to know that.
That's awesome.
I don't believe in monarchy. They don't need to know that.
So you don't hate gay people?
Yeah.
That's awesome. You don't.
I'm a fan of democracy.
The general things.
Yeah.
The Saudi government's like.
Right? They're just we're giving you, we're paying you. So
Do you have your side blog? That's like
that's
fuck
like,
freedom
right.
on the side. Like, fuckfreedomandgays.com. Do you have that?
No.
You
I
should do
should,
that.
right? I should.
You should do that.
I see how like kind of the frame of the way we're talking now is super lighthearted. I'm going really hard with the teasing and stuff, teasing like her background and where she comes from and things like that because it's really strict. That's actually something that came up a lot when we started kind of seeing each other after this. It was pretty funny, but like generally when you're meeting girls like this, you want to just keep a vibe up. Like while you're walking on an incident, you don't want to go silent and hope that the girl just keeps following you, which is gonna be weird. She's gonna get to the spot and be like, okay, it was nice meeting you, but I gotta go. As you talk, as you keep up the vibe, the girl begins to feel, hey, this is okay. Hey, this is a good decision. Hey, this is cool because this guy is a guy that I'm vibing with and chilling with. Again, don't think of it as game. Like the second you think about it like game, then that's when you're gonna lose. All I'm doing is following the Fuckboy Frame verbal principles, just teasing, being emotionally relevant, all that stuff. And the girl is engaging me. She's being very feminine. I'm able to be more masculine. I'm teasing her. I'm kind of the one dictating the pace of the interaction, and we're going forward from there.
I used to have a blog actually. It was a football blog. I used to have a blog about football. You're gonna laugh at me. I'm such a nerd. Well, I used to be, but then I like transformed out of nerddom.
There's no shame in nerddom.
No shame, correct, but my lifestyle just didn't go with it. But I used to have a blog about football, and I have like an old YouTube channel reviewing Nerf guns.
Wow.
When I look back on that shit, I'm just like, what?
Yeah, that's
I look
like
so
dedicated nerddom.
yeah, correct. But then I got rid of my glasses, grew a beard, grew my hair out, and like evolved to evolution level.
I feel that this look happened in the last like year, 2 years. I was.
How did you look
nerdy.
before?
I mean, I wasn't like high school was super nerdy.
Okay.
College was kind of like getting out of that, but I used to wear a scarf. So
Isn't this a scarf? What is that?
Jacket.
Oh, okay. That's nice.
Well, I used to wear.
I think it's Astor Place. It's down there. We can actually cross.
I used to wear a scarf that like covered my hair.
Like a hijab?
Yeah, pick a job.
Okay, cool.
So everything I did was kind of like more or less the same. And then I took took it off, and I was kind of like, I want to tap into like what I actually want to like. So I was also very edgy in high school. It was like
You just did the opposite of that. You just said that you were.
well, I was
tame.
nerdy but edgy. I was like, I had the thick black glasses. I was like, wore all black and like baggy clothes. It was so bad. It was horrible. Like, part of me hopes I never actually accomplished anything. So people are like, oh, let's go back and see your photos from like your younger years. I'm like, I don't have it.
Just delete them all. I went through my Instagram and Facebook and deleted all evidence of me being anything short of what I am today. So it just like starts off from like 2016.
Very tempted to do that. Very, very tempted. Just like, I don't know. So yeah, I get that. I get the whole like rebirthing yourself.
Rebirth.
Yeah.
No, that's pretty cool. I'm probably just gonna get tea instead. Because I was doing a workshop earlier, and I'm gonna be teaching some stuff, possibly later tonight. I'm meeting a friend and shit as well later, so I just want to be good to go for the rest of the evening. Normally I would just down like 3 Red Bulls, but
Oh, God.
I just decided I don't feel like having a heart attack today. It's like, you know what I mean? Today is not a good day. Maybe on a Tuesday or something like that. It's just like a Saturday. It's
Tuesdays
not,
are a heart attack day.
yeah. Today is just not really.
Yeah. I get that. Red Bulls don't work for me though. Like,
You have ADHD? Did you tell me you did, or you did?
No.
You don't?
But I'm like
I'm happy because everyone who says they have ADHD is lying. They don't. I'll tell you my ADHD story, but first tell me about your Red Bull. Go ahead.
oh, I just hate Red Bull. Also, like coffee works better for me. That's it.
Really?
Go tell me your story.
Okay, so when I was so I have ADHD, and most people think that most people say they have ADHD. I'm sure you've heard everyone's like, oh, my ADHD is so bad, but no one really understands having ADHD. I think I'm also dyslexic, but I don't have that diagnosed, so I'm not just gonna start saying shit, but I'll explain why. So when I was younger, I used to not be able to I could focus on things, but I never know why I was how it worked, how it was working. So for example, we were doing SAT testing with this school. I was homeschooled, by the way. I never went to regular school. I was always schooled at home. I was doing SAT testing, and the instructor who was doing math, because I'm really smart actually, but I hate it, that fact that I'm smart, because it doesn't give me excuses to fail out of school. So I'm like, fuck, I have to do it intentionally. Anyway, so I was killing everyone in math, but I actually don't know formulas. I have no idea how calculus works, but I can solve the problems. And my teacher was like, since you know everything so quickly, tell us what you're doing.
No.
And I was like, you could just, I literally told him this, I was like, you can see the way it looks. It just looks like you have to put this here and right? So then I actually, when I was in college, I actually went to some checkup or something, some awareness checkup with my psych group. I used to be a teaching assistant for psychology, and I actually got diet. Today is also not a good day to get hit. I think it's here. So I went for a checkup, and they were like, you have serious problems focusing on certain things. And to make it worse, after you. So you're on here. I am a gentleman. And I like how you low-key tried to hold the door for me too. But you did, you were like, here you go. Are you getting something? It's on me. It's fine.
No. I'm good. Don't worry.
You sure?
Yes.
Are you gonna get anything? Hopefully they have that tea.
What tea?
I'm probably gonna get the mango black tea lemonade. That's my thing.
Ooh.
You sure you don't want one?
No, I'm good. I don't understand how people don't like mango. It's actually a crime. That doesn't work.
So it's like being in the Matrix. You know that what I mean by that? So I'm literally I see everyone freaking out and interacting with each other and dancing on these little wavelengths, and then I'm just I can see everything that's happening. I'm not nervous or whatever, so I can fuck with people. It's hilarious. It's so funny.
So there's that. That's day game. So we sat and we had our instant date for a while, and then she had to eventually, after give or take 45 minutes, she had to go meet her friends and eventually catch up with them. And then I ended up seeing that girl again on a date. We went out and we end up hooking up. So it's pretty fun. I mean, this is what day game is about, and this is where I've gotten a lot of the girls that I've ended up sleeping with. This is some of the best girls I've ever met. I've met from the day doing just this. Like, day game is really fucking simple. It doesn't have to be something you fear, something you're afraid of, if you properly follow the day game principles. Again, be a guy who's relatable, be a guy who's regular, and be a normal guy. And again, we talked about how to do this in all the Fuckboy Frame sub-communication, the sub-communication video, along with the physicality video, the verbal game video. All this combined makes you have results during the day. So again, you come out with a relaxed and grounded energy. Don't try to be super high energy, but just, hey, I want to meet you. Give her the reasons why. Project your honest intentions, and then become a normal guy. Give her that statement of empathy, all right, where I know this is random. I know it's random. I was doing this with my friends. What are you up to right now? Find out what she's doing. The same way I did it there, I did it twice. I said, what are you up to, and how long do you have before you meet your friends? And then from there, you go ahead and say, I'm already going to go here. We're already going to Starbucks. You should come with me. And you are on an instant date. So in the next section, we're going to talk about some advanced principles and how you can kind of tweak your game to get more efficient results, to get, more consistent results, and not just your game going on and approaching, but just tweak yourself and tweak the way you approach women so you can go out and get better results, even better results than just using these basic principles, with how you can add on advanced layers to your game to really take you to those next levels.